Octopus, the smartest creature in the sea. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine an alien. Not the kind from movies, not humanoid, not walking on two legs. An alien that has 3 hearts, 9 brains, blue blood. An alien that can change its color, its texture, and its shape in less than 1 second. An alien that can unscrew a jar, solve a maze, recognize human faces, and escape from any enclosure ever built to hold it. Now open your eyes, because that alien is real. It lives in our oceans right now. And it has been there for 300 million years. Its name is the octopus. And today, we go deep. Part 1, a body unlike anything on Earth. Let's start with the basics. Because nothing about the octopus is basic. The octopus has 8 arms. Each arm is covered in suckers, up to 280 suckers per arm. That means over 2,000 suckers on a single animal. Each sucker can taste, smell, and grip simultaneously. They are not just tools for holding. They are sensory organs that feed information directly to the brain. But here is where it gets truly strange. The octopus does not have 1 brain. It has 9. 1 central brain sits between its eyes. And then, 1 brain in each arm. Each arm can act independently. It can solve problems, navigate obstacles, and respond to the environment, without asking the central brain for permission. Imagine your left arm deciding on its own to pick up a cup of coffee while your brain is thinking about something else entirely. That is how an octopus moves through the world. Its 3 hearts work together in a precise system. 2 hearts pump blood to the gills. 1 heart pumps blood to the rest of the body. And that blood, unlike human blood, is blue. It contains copper instead of iron, which makes it exceptionally efficient at carrying oxygen in cold, low-oxygen deep water. The octopus has no skeleton, no bones, no shell, no rigid structure of any kind. Its body is almost entirely soft tissue. The only hard part of its entire body is its beak, a small, sharp structure hidden at the center of its arms, similar in structure to a parrot's beak. This means an octopus can squeeze through any opening large enough to fit its beak. If the beak fits, the octopus fits. A fully grown octopus the size of a basketball can pass through a hole the size of a coin. This is not a trick. This is biology at its most extraordinary. Part 2, the master of disguise. Of all the octopus's abilities, the one that stops people cold is its ability to disappear. Not metaphorically, literally. In less than 1 second, an octopus can change its color, its pattern, its texture, and its shape to match its surroundings so perfectly that it becomes invisible to predators and prey alike. How is this possible? The skin of an octopus contains millions of specialized cells. Chromatophores contain pigment and expand or contract to change color. Iridophores reflect light to create iridescent, metallic effects. Papillae are tiny muscular projections that can raise or flatten to change the texture of the skin, from smooth to spiky to bumpy to rough, in an instant. The octopus controls all of this simultaneously. Millions of cells, thousands of papillae, coordinated across its entire body. In real time, scientists have compared this to having a television screen as your skin, one you can control with your thoughts. But here is the detail that truly astonishes researchers. The octopus is colorblind. It cannot see color, yet it produces some of the most precise and complex color matching camouflage in the natural world. How does a colorblind animal match colors it cannot see? This question has puzzled scientists for decades. The current leading theory suggests that special photoreceptors in the skin itself may detect light and color directly. Bypassing the eyes entirely, the skin may be able to see. Let that sink in for a moment. An animal whose skin might be able to see. Part 3, Intelligence that defies expectation. The octopus has the largest brain relative to body size of any invertebrate on Earth. And what it does with that brain has forced scientists to completely rewrite their understanding of animal intelligence. Let's talk about problem solving. In laboratory experiments, octopuses have been given sealed jars containing food. They studied the jar, they turned it over, they experimented with different grips, and then, they unscrewed the lid. On the first attempt, without ever being shown how. They have navigated complex mazes, not just once, but repeatedly, remembering the correct path each time. They have been taught to distinguish between different shapes, colors, and patterns to receive a food reward. They have learned to recognize individual human faces, even when those humans are wearing identical clothing. In one famous experiment at a marine research center, An octopus consistently soaked a particular researcher with water every time that researcher walked past its tank. It did this to no other researcher. When the targeted researcher was replaced by someone else, the soaking stopped. The octopus remembered a face. It held a grudge, and it acted on it. This is not instinct. This is personality. Octopuses play. They have been observed repeatedly pushing objects through the water and catching them, behavior that serves no survival purpose. It is play for the sake of play, a behavior previously thought to be exclusive to mammals and birds. They use tools. The veined octopus collects coconut shell halves from the ocean floor, carries them, often for significant distances, and assembles them into a portable shelter. This requires planning. It means carrying something with no immediate use, anticipating a future need, and then executing a construction plan. Tool use, forward planning, play, grudges, face recognition, problem solving. In a creature with no backbone, no social structure, and a lifespan of just 1 to 3 years. Part 4, The Great Escape. Of all the octopus stories that have captured the public imagination, none are more dramatic than the escapes. Octopuses in captivity are notorious for being impossible to contain. They squeeze out of tanks through tiny gaps. They climb out at night, travel across the floor, enter neighboring tanks to feed, and return to their own tank before morning, leaving staff baffled by mysterious disappearances of fish with no explanation. The most famous case is Inky, an octopus at the National Aquarium of New Zealand. In 2016, Inky squeezed through a small gap at the top of his tank, crossed the floor of the aquarium, found a drainpipe leading to the ocean, and escaped. He was never found. Staff discovered his trail, a wet path across the floor, leading directly to the pipe. Inky had planned his escape, waited for his moment, and executed it perfectly. This story made international headlines, not because it was unique, but because it finally made the public understand what marine biologists had known for years. The octopus is not a simple sea creature. It is an active, thinking, planning mind, housed in one of the most alien bodies on Earth. Part 5, 3 Hearts and Blue Blood. We touched on the octopus's biology earlier, but it deserves a deeper look. The octopus's circulatory system is a marvel of evolutionary engineering. Its blue blood, made blue by copper-based hemocyanin instead of iron-based hemoglobin, is extraordinarily efficient in cold, deep water where oxygen levels are low. But this system has a cost. When an octopus swims by jet propulsion, forcing water through its body at high speed, its main heart actually stops beating. It can only sustain swimming for short bursts before its heart needs to restart and oxygen levels recover. This is why octopuses prefer to crawl rather than swim. Crawling is more efficient. Swimming is exhausting and dangerous. The octopus also has the ability to regrow lost arms. If a predator grabs an arm, the octopus can detach it, leaving it behind as a distraction while the rest of the body escapes. The arm continues to move and respond to stimuli for up to an hour after detachment. The octopus then grows a complete replacement over the following weeks. And its ink, the famous defensive cloud released when threatened, is not just a smoke screen. The ink contains chemicals that dull the predator's sense of smell and taste, disorienting it while the octopus escapes. It is a chemical weapon and a visual distraction simultaneously. Part 6, A Short and Brilliant Life. Here is perhaps the most heartbreaking fact about the octopus. With all of this intelligence, all of this complexity, all of this remarkable ability, the octopus lives for just 1 to 3 years. It does not live long enough to pass on what it has learned. It does not teach its offspring. It does not build on previous generations' knowledge. Every octopus starts from zero. And yet, in that short time, it becomes one of the most capable, adaptable, and intelligent creatures in the ocean. The female octopus lays tens of thousands of eggs and then dedicates the final weeks of her life entirely to protecting them. She stops eating. She stops leaving the den. She aerates the eggs constantly with her arms, keeping them oxygenated. She guards them against every threat. By the time the eggs hatch, she is dying. She has given everything, every last resource in her body, to her offspring. And those offspring will never know her. They hatch alone. They drift as plankton in the open ocean. Most die within days. A tiny few survive. And those survivors begin the process again, building intelligence, personality, and capability from scratch, in a life that will last no more than 3 years. Part 7, What the Octopus Teaches us. Scientists study the octopus not just out of curiosity, but because of what it reveals about intelligence itself. Human intelligence evolved through hundreds of millions of years of social interaction, language, and accumulated knowledge. Octopus intelligence evolved on a completely separate path, in complete isolation, without society, without language, without any of the building blocks we assumed were necessary for complex thought. This means intelligence, real, flexible, creative intelligence, can emerge through more than one path. It is not uniquely human. It is not even uniquely vertebrate. It is a solution that evolution found twice. And if it happened twice on Earth, what does that tell us about the possibility of intelligence elsewhere in the universe? The octopus does not just challenge our understanding of animals. It challenges our understanding of minds, of consciousness, of what it means to think. Closing. The next time you are near the ocean, or standing in front of an aquarium tank, and you see an octopus looking back at you, look carefully at its eyes. They are remarkably similar to human eyes, evolved completely independently, through a completely different path, to the same design. Behind those eyes is a mind that recognizes faces, solves problems, plans escapes, holds grudges, and plays. A mind housed in a body with 9 brains, 3 hearts, and skin that might be able to see. A mind that has existed on this planet for 300 million years, long before the first dinosaur, long before the first mammal, long before the first human being looked up at the stars and wondered if it was alone. The octopus was already here, thinking, watching, and waiting to be understood.